Texas held a hearing to debate whether or not creationism should be allowed in their textbooks. Yes, this is a video that's coming out relatively recently. I know that we talk about this every few months. It seems like the South cannot let this go. But thankfully, in this case, the majority of the people testifying at this Texas hearing were saying, no, we should only have strict science in regards to evolution in our biology textbooks. And the sort of scary thing is, some of the people actually tasked on their boards, on their biology textbook review panels, to figure out what should be in the textbooks are creationists, which seems crazy. I mean, I understand in Congress we have people on these important scientific panels who are also creationists or don't believe in climate change and things of that sort. But we have a couple of quotes from people who feel like a creation should be allowed in the books. I find them to be scary, but just realize when hearing these that the bulk of the people testifying did not agree with this. So the first, this is the chairman of the Texas State Board of Education, said, young creationist students will be able to sit there and say, is this all the evidence they have for evolution? Well, maybe God didn't use evolution. I love it, like they're creation scientists, but they're referencing God in their own internal monologues about this.
Yeah, I love that. I'm totally with you. First of all, to be fair, he's at least a former chairman of the Texas State Board of Education. Thanks God for that, ironically. But I like that even within the scope of evolution, he's like, well, obviously God created evolution if it exists. So let's just start there, right, and then we can begin to have a conversation about science.
Well, look, first off, I mean, I'm of the mind that you can believe in evolution and still believe in some sort of God or have a religious precept or something like that, just generally. But evolution is based in science, and that's what they should be teaching in schools. Obviously, I know we all agree about that. I think the part that you could teach, if we wanted to be a little generous here in our school system, what we could teach is you can teach that there is something called a leap of faith that you might take in life, and here's some options, and then teach creationism as part of those options, and make it very clear this is not based in science. This is based in something that's purely give me a word.
Personal,
for it.
spiritual.
Spiritual.
And
and it's not scientific based, which is what we teach here in school. But we can teach it's something that you're going to hear about as you go about the world.
Yeah. Well, so two sets of things that would happen if we did that. Number one, then when you open up the panoply of different faiths,
right,
then somebody's going to, of course, naturally teach one of the major three religions, which is Islam. And then heads will explode all over Texas. Yeah. And they'll say, wait. And this has literally happened.
Yeah.
Where they said, they wanted to be able to pray in school, and then they accidentally opened the door for Muslim prayers, and they're like, no, Sharia law. So they're like, no, we didn't mean your religion, we meant our religion.
Right.
So, and then, of course, the second thing that'll happen is that once you've opened that door, Dave, they're going to just start teaching the Bible. And not like the actual Bible. Not, hey, isn't this an interesting contradiction? It appears that this gospel doesn't agree with the other gospel as to what actually happened. Yeah. That's interesting. They're not going to teach that. They're going to teach whatever their version of Christianity
I guess it shows some sort of inherent flaw with our education system then. Because if we teach what is real and we teach what is based in fact, then people are going to go home and have their own set of beliefs and then be teaching their kids other things. And then you get some really screwed up kids.
So a couple of little things that bother me about this. We have another quote. This is from Iadarola of the biology textbook review panel I talked about earlier. She apparently is saying that she's looked over the research in regards to evolution, and she says, in these books, the student is told that every scientific test supports the theory of evolution. Nothing could be further from the truth. Goes on to say that, this is the evidence that you have for evolution. There's no evidence, therefore there's no evolution. And the problem is, I think at least usually the people who are opposed to the teaching of evolution are willing to say that they haven't read into it, but when they imply that they have and the evidence doesn't pass their high bar, that's so ridiculous. There are countless tens of thousands of articles demonstrating both macro and microevolution over short periods of times with things like fruit flies and bacteria and stuff like that, over long periods of time showing divergent evolution and things of that sort. And so what bothers me is when they are able to step into the arena with people who actually understand the scientific method when they do not. So really fast, I read an article, it was in the Huffington Post, a Nigerian grad student had disproved gay marriage using magnets and math. And so you can cloak yourself in the language of science. It doesn't mean you know anything about it. And the only reason it works is because in America and in many other parts of the world, we have no respect for science. It's something that nerds do. The cool people in action movies are not concerned with physics. And so why would we learn the language or the methods of science?
Well, I love that she looked deep into this and decided there weren't enough facts for it. But on the other hand, it's obvious that Jesus was born from a virgin, walked on water, and rose from the dead. Those facts are indisputable. Your facts on evolution, well, they've got a lot of issues.
Yeah.